Shmuel Yisrael, we just said that his name should be in Israel, Shmuel Yehudah, for a number of reasons. The first one is that Yehudah, the second name, which was until this morning the only name, he was born in Hanukkah. So Judah Maccabee, or as my Greek friends tell me, Judah the Hammer. Very fitting that to call him after Judah the Maccabee, the hero of Hanukkah. Not only that, it's also interesting that this week's Torah portion, last week's or the past couple of weeks, we're talking about Jacob and his sons. Parshat Vayigash, which we just read, Judah stepped forth to Joseph, also happens to be another connection, which was Judah. Yehudah happened to be the fourth son of Jacob. Thank God, this is our fourth son that Mushka and I have been blessed with. And the word, the Hebrew word Yehudah comes from Hapam, Udo Yishalai, that now we have thanks, we're full of thanks to Hashem for giving us a son. And for those of you that have spoken to me or that have spent the time listening to what I've had to say over the past week and a half, but we went for a couple months ago for a checkup. And I decided that I wanted to know what the sex of the baby would be. But Mushka said no, she didn't. So Dr. Wing, God bless him, he does everything that he needs to do. And then Mushka walks out first and I go, no, tell me. And he whispers in my ear, girl. I heard it. I wasn't I heard it very clearly. Wing tells me it's a girl. Fine. So I had prepared for a girl. I'd even gone to somebody's house to pick up a cradle, a bassinet. She wasn't from our community, so she did me a favor, and she's like, I'll throw in some clothes. I have some grandchildren that have, grown out of it. Do you know what you're having? And I'm like, it's funny, I know what I'm having. My wife doesn't know what I'm having, and nobody else knows what we're having. So I thought I was doing the right thing, and she gave me a whole bunch of girls. Like a good dad, I put away, ready for the big day. And it came on that day, and that was a whole meiser in itself, from the second day of Hanukkah, second morning, I must say, of Hanukkah. Well, now Shmuel Yehudah comes out, and I call Mushka, because I wasn't there for whatever reason. It was early in the morning, another story for another time, and she goes, Mazel Tov, I had the baby. So for the past 6 months, I've been, giving it to Mushka that I know what it is, and she doesn't know what it is. And she's thought that I've known the entire time what it really is. So she says, when I call, Mazel Tov, and then hangs up the phone. And then, because she's busy doing her thing. And then I message my father-in-law at 4:30 in the morning, which is probably about 12 a.m. his time, Mazel Tov. And he writes back to me, Mazel Tov, what is it? And I think to myself, well, I should just confirm. I need to confirm. So I'm waiting for the babysitter to come, my dear mother, and I call Mushka back, and I say, it's a girl! And she goes, a girl? What? It's a boy! And then, they talk about a level of hysteria, Hysteria sort of overtakes you. I started laughing, I started crying, I started thinking, I'm going crazy, she's going crazy, I'm not there. And then, rat-a-tat-tat, my mother walks in and I go, I'm in this shock because the whole time I thought it was a girl. And it's being told it's a boy. And I write to my father-in-law, it's a boy. And I look at my mother who's there now at 5 a.m. and I say, Mazel Tov, your grandmother again. And I run out of there. So, regardless, Baruch Hashem, it's a healthy baby. That's the first. The second thing is, boy, girl, we're so thankful to the one above, to Hashem, for blessing us with a beautiful little boy, enjoying Av, Levi, Yali, Meir, and to join our beautiful family and our extended family here at the Ark Center and all our friends here that have joined us here today. So, it will be known as Yehudah or Judah, and with that, I'm going to give over to my esteemed father-in-law who joined us, who spent 3 days in quarantine, to join us to say a few words. L'chaim, l'chaim, everybody. L'chaim,
prepared for. We were all waging bets what the name's going to be, but Shmuel Yehudah I don't have anything prepared for. L'chaim. But I do want to say that in their own way, the statement, let's just for a moment, first of all, I asked Mushka right away if there's intention in the acronym of the name. Spell out Shmuel Yehudah, the first Shai. Shai means a gift. That's already, and if he becomes, he studies up and he grows Torah and he gets the rabbi in front of his name, he'll be Rashi. That's a pretty good name to have. Shai means gift. But there's something else that jumps into my mind when I hear the name Shmuel. Shmuel got his name after having been prayed for intensely and immensely by his mother Hannah. She was praying and praying for a child, and Eli, the prophet, saw her praying and says, "You're praying, your lips aren't moving, but you're praying." And we learned many of the halachas of Shemona Esrei, of Yamida, are learned from the prophetess called Hannah, which is part of our life today. But she asked for this child and she was blessed with a child. And she said, "I'm going to call him Shmuel ki me Hashem she'iltiu," because I begged and asked of Hashem to give me this child. This is a child that all eyes were upon him. This is a child that she waited for and she prayed for and she yearned for. This wasn't a fifth child. This wasn't a fifth child. But this is a message you want to give a fifth child. You want to give him a message. You're not just happens to be, you came along to join the crew. You are a child, Kimi Hashem She'iltiu, you are a child that we ask for, that we beg for, because every child that is born has to be cherished and loved and appreciated and invested into, as it's they and only they are the one thing that we were waiting for our entire lives to be able to hold in our hands and to be able to be given the privilege to be raised. If every single child in the world would be raised in a way of May Hashem She'iltiu, that you are this precious prize I'm waiting for, I've been waiting for you forever to be born to me, believe me, the world would look like a much different place. Too many kids are told that they're a mistake. They weren't meant to happen. Nobody really wanted them. Nobody, God forbid, May Hashem She'iltiu, this child was begged for, was prayed for, and is appreciated for, and will be nurtured, please God, by Gabi and Mushka, like there are other children, as an only child, as a child for whom the world was standing and waiting for. And we know that in the Chabad tradition, the fourth Rebbe of Chabad, boy number 4, his name is Shmuel. And Shmuel had a unique characteristic. His characteristic was that he lived by going over the top. His favorite slogan was, if the world says, if you can't go from underneath, I guess you got to go and try and get the protection, go from the top. And he says, I say, why bother trying to go underneath? From the very outset, just go from the top. And that's the kind of thinking we need. It's called out-of-the-box thinking, not small thinking. Australians are known for their out-of-the-box expansive way of thinking. And this child is a Shmuel, he'll be over the top. Yehudah HaMaccabi, his whole life message is sacrifice. Go for victory. They had no chance. Militarily, they had no chance. But Hashem made miracles happen through them. May this child be a Shai. This child is a gift. May he always feel that he's been asked for and waited for.